This is the remainder of the lecture for section 6.3. We have number 6, 2x squared plus 19x plus 35. We have 3 terms here, right? We have 1, 2, 3 terms. So we look for 3 terms. Do we have a GCF? Nope. Nothing is in common with all 3 terms. So then we look right here. If that is a 1, if nothing's there in front of the x squared, we do list method. But here we do bottoms up. So I'm going to take the 2 and multiply it by the 35. So in my thought cloud, remember I use a thought cloud because it's not equal to this, and it's also not done yet, not finished. So I'm going to change this to just good old x squared plus 19x, and then plus 35 times 2 is 70. So then I come down here and say, okay, if this is going to work, it's going to be x and x. I have 1 and 70, 2 and 35, 3, 4, 5 and 14, 6, 7 and 10, 8 and 9 don't work. Do any of those add to give me 19, right? Add to give me 19. Well, that's going to be what? 14 and 5. So put in here 14 and 5. The signs are both positive, but I'm not done. I'm still in my thought cloud. I'm not done because I multiply by 2 and I have to undo that by dividing by 2. So I divide by 2 here. 14 over 2 is 7 over 1. That parenthesis becomes x plus 7. There's nothing, right? This 2 divides out. There's nothing to bring up here, a 1, so we don't show it. We don't bring it up. Here, 5 over 2 does not simplify, so we bring this 2 in front of the x. So that parenthesis becomes 2x plus 5. And again, you could check this. You could say that's 2x squared. Then if you take this one, you get plus 5x and then plus 14x, right? 7 times 2 is 14. 5x and 14x gives me the 19x in the middle. And then we have plus 35, and that's that term there, so it checks out, right? We can always check it by foiling, multiplying it out. So number 8, again, 3 terms, no GCF. There's a 5 in the front, which tells me it's bottoms up. I'm going to take the 5 times the 6. So in my thought cloud, I have just regular y squared, and then I have minus 17y plus what? That's right, 30, because 5 times 6 is 30. So then I have over here y and y, 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, and 5 and 6. Those are my factors of 30. I want the ones that do what? Add to give me 17. Okay? So that's 2 and 15. So put in here 2 and 15. The signs, both negative, right? So both negative. And when I get done with that, I have to go back and divide both of these things by what this time? 5, because I multiply by 5. I've got to divide by 5. 5 moves up here because 2 over 5 does not simplify, right? So that's going to be 5y minus 2. And then here, 15 over 5 does simplify. 5 goes into 15 3 times and 5 once. You don't bring a 1 up. There's already understood to be a 1. So you just say that's going to be what? Y minus 3. And again, you could FOIL this, and it would give you the original problem that you started with, right? You could FOIL that, and that would give you the original problem you started with. Okay? So I did these 2 in class, just did these 2, did this one in class, and then I have one more to do here, number 20, to finish up this section. So here we have, don't want to do that. Here we have 3 terms again. Is there a GCF? Man, if that 17 was an 18, we could take a 6 out. That'd be nice, but it's not. So we have to take this 6 and multiply it by the 12 over here. So then in my thought cloud, remember, because there's 2 reasons this is a thought cloud. I'm not done, and it's not equal to what I started with. W squared minus 17W plus what? Well, 6 times 10 is 60, and 6 times 2 is 12. 60 and 12 is 72. Or from your times tables, 6 times 12 is 72, or use your calculator. So then we want to have W and W, and we want factors of 72 that add to give me 17. Well, let's go ahead and list all these out. There's a bunch of them. We saw them the other day in class. I think we did anyway. 24, 4, and 18, 5, 6, and 12, 7, 8, and 9. So which ones add to give me 17? It's going to be 8 and 9. So I'm going to put in here 8 and 9, and my signs are both negative, right? Both negative. So put a negative here and a negative here. Then I have to go back and do what? Divide by what I multiply by, in this case, 6. All right? So 8 over 6, what goes into both 8 and 6? That's right, a 2. Before you bring the bottoms up, you've got to simplify this. So this is going to be a 4 over 3, right? 2 goes into 8 4 times, goes into 6 3 times. We bring the 3 up in front of the W, so 3W minus 4 is the first parenthesis. And then here, what goes into both 9 and 6? A 3. 3 goes into 9 3 times and 6 twice. This 2 goes in front of the W, but inside the parentheses. So that parenthesis becomes 2W minus 3. And again, you could FOIL this out and check to see that you get your original problem. We get a 6W squared, we get a minus 9 and a minus 8W, that's minus 17W, and then plus 12, it works out. So that is the remainder of the video or the lesson for 6.3.